Hi everybody, I'm Solomon, the Arkansas Diamond Miner. I'm going to make you another real quick video. This is something that I do sometimes. You see the furrows behind me. It's what I call gravel farming. So what I do is, if there's some rain in the forecast and I know I'm going to be out here after it's rained a little bit, I'm going to take some of these furrows and I'm going to shovel so that the furrows are connected together. I'll drain several furrows into one, and then I'll put a lot of material in that one furrow that's catching all the water running off. There's a little bit of slope right here behind me. You can see it a little bit. So I'll try and get you some better angles of what exactly I'm doing. Alright, so you can see what I've done right here is I've kind of cut through a couple of these furrows, piled everything on the downhill side. What that's going to do is it's going to block out water. I'm just right off the slope right here, so it's not going to really catch very much, but I've got 1, 2, 3 furrows going into this one furrow right here. There's a little bit of a low spot down there. I'm going to take and add that to a couple more furrows down there, so that'd start catching some water. So I've got a couple more of them right here at the beginning of what we call Tater Island out here. So what I'm going to do is I've got a lot of water coming through this furrow right here in front of me. I'm going to send it into one furrow, and then I'm going to kind of send it back and forth. I've got just a few more minutes. They're already calling to get us everybody off the field, so I got to work pretty quick. But I'm going to join now that I've joined several furrows together, like I said, I'm going to make it kind of snake back and forth across a furrow or two, throw lots of material in there, and we'll see what we come up with next weekend. All right, let me show you guys what I've got set up here. All right, so looking off to the north, you can see this furrow right here cuts over several. We'll walk up there a little bit. You see I shoveled a bunch of stuff down in here. If we get enough water, this will all get washed real good. There's some big rocks in there, just big chunks of material. You see this cuts over. Got lots of stuff right up in there. Cut through right there. Cut across right there. Right here. And now you can see I've cut across several of them, dammed them up on the back side. Hopefully that'll hold. That should give me a lot of water coming through here. And you can see a little bit further up, I've dammed a couple of them across right up about right there. So there's several furrows worth draining into this. Hopefully it'll hold up and put a bunch of water down here through Tater Island. We'll come back. I'll show you guys what this looks like. All right, here we are a week later. We've had some pretty good rains, and I'm gonna walk you guys through and show you. So you see behind me, there's still a bit of water in these furrows. I think the rain just ended this morning. Let me show you guys what we come up with. Now you'll see the rest of the field out here. It's still pretty sloppy, and you see how they're not really smooth. So we didn't really have a good scouring rain. We just had a little bit of rain, but it made a big difference to have all these furrows hooked together, because what little bit of water was trickling through each furrow got all combined into one furrow and sent down here through Tater Island. So I'm gonna step down here and work my way back up and show you what I come up with. All right, so you can see this furrow right here. You can see right up here. I'm going to walk a little bit and show you. This is pretty low right here, so a lot of this silt kind of just stopped. But the cool thing is, get up here a little bit, starts looking better and better. You see all that colorful gravel in there, lots of those jaspers, some of them rocks I threw in right there. Now right here, this is one of the bends I put in it, one of the cut throughs I did right there. Got some gravel piling up right there. Still got a bunch of gravel up here. So this is all from joining those together. This is easily a full day of work. If I wanted to harvest this gravel, even from just right here down to where we started, I could come up with plenty of gravel for a day. Now this is all really wet. The ideal thing to do would be set up a wash station out here and try and stretch a hose. There is a spigot all the way back there by those cages. I could get close, or I could dam up that east drain right there to supply some water. I think today I'm going to get a few buckets of this. I'll probably get a wagon full. It's still pretty wet. That's my wagon up there, right on the other side of those tourists right there by that pink tree. I've done my best to keep it out of the mud because, like I said, it's still wet and this stuff is really sticky. So what happens is it starts sticking to those wheels, gets hard to roll. This is where I put the 3 furrows across each other right here. Even up here, up high up, I've got some good gravel built up. And you can see there's 3 or 4 furrows up there I joined together. So I mean, it actually did very well for what little rain we had. I was a little bit worried that I'd come back down here and there wouldn't be anything, but I mean, even up here where it's just starting to collect a lot of water, you can see that gravel right there. Not very much of it, but it's there. And anywhere you can find that, you're naturally concentrating the stuff you want to go after. So I think to start off today, I think I've got 8 or 9 buckets with me. I can get 6 in my wagon. I'm gonna go sit up in the wash station. I'm gonna come out here and go and try and get some of the easiest pieces of gravel out of this furrow that you can see this right here behind me. Goes all the way up through, well, I'm not very good at that, but anyhow, all the way up through there, goes across and over there. There's quite a bit of good gravel in that, and it's in a good area. So I'm gonna grab that real quick as I get started and see if I can just wagon it over there to the wash station. That'll be the first stuff I run today. We'll take this up to the wash station up here, probably set up over there at the north. Boy, this is tough. Probably set up over there at the north pavilion, and I'll flip a few of these centers to show you what I've got. All right, guys, I'm over here in the pavilion now. I got them 6 buckets up here finally. I'm gonna go ahead and get started and do the same thing I normally do, wet sifting. You can tell there's a lot of people in here today. It's gonna probably turn out to be a pretty good day. Bet you there's gonna be some diamonds found. Alright, you guys have probably seen the drill in the videos. If you're new here, this is what we call wet sifting. The idea of this is to use that top screen, get all the big rocks out, let the silt fall through into the bottom screen. That's a 16 mesh. That 16 mesh is where I'm going to catch the gravel, and then I go from there to a Saruka. Alright, so this is some of the bigger stuff I'm going to take out. I'm going to make sure I go through it real good. I'm just basically going to knead this around. Basically just going to knead this around, kind of work the silt through it. That's just going to fall into the bottom of the tank and leave all the gravel behind. This is 16 mesh, so there's only 16 openings per inch, which is pretty small. So if it falls through there, it's a really, really small diamond. All right, so that is washed, all the silt is out of it. Now it's time to take it to the Saruka. All right, you can see that's concentration right there in the center. That's all the heavier minerals that are in that Saruka. Now this is only half of this screen. There's going to be more of that in here, so that's pretty good looking center for no more than what it is. I didn't cut it by 1/8. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest that, put it in the bucket, get this other one done, and get on the next bucket. All right, you can see how busy it's getting in there. I ran those 6 buckets that I got out there farming the gravel. Got a pretty good batch of centers out of it, so that's 6 buckets. So I'm gonna start another video right now on how many buckets it takes to create a 5-gallon bucket of centers that you want to carry home. So you guys hop on over to that one when it comes out. If you're watching this one right now, it should be out soon. Appreciate y'all watching.